Have you ever worked your heart out for someone, only to realize they were secretly planning to destroy your future? I never imagined that person would be my CEO, Daniel. He built the company from nothing, and everyone admired him. I did too. I joined straight out of college, worked late nights without complaining, skipped holidays, and even missed my sister's birthday because he promised that if I stayed loyal, I'd eventually lead our biggest project. I believed every word. One rainy Tuesday morning, Daniel walked into the office with his usual confident smile. He gathered everyone into the conference room and announced that our company had landed the biggest client we'd ever had. Everyone applauded, but then he looked directly at me and said, "Emma deserves special recognition. This project wouldn't exist without her." My coworkers cheered, and I felt like every sacrifice had finally been worth it. For the next 3 months, I barely slept. I practically lived in the office. Coffee became my dinner, and spreadsheets became my life. Daniel constantly told me, "Just a little longer, you're going to be rewarded." Every time I heard those words, I pushed myself even harder. The launch day finally arrived. The ballroom was packed with investors, reporters, and our biggest client. I stood backstage, adjusting my blazer, waiting for Daniel to call me up. Instead, he walked onto the stage alone. He smiled into the microphone. "I'd like to present the project that I've personally spent months creating." I froze. Every slide on the giant screen, every design, every strategy, every idea was mine. My hands started shaking. When the audience stood and applauded, Daniel accepted every compliment with a smile, never mentioning my name even once. I confronted him after the event. "You promised this was my project?" He didn't even look guilty. He straightened his tie and quietly said, "Emma, nobody invests in employees. They invest in CEOs." Then he walked away. I cried the entire drive home. I kept wondering if all those years had meant absolutely nothing. The next morning, I arrived early to clean out my desk. As I packed my things, my phone rang. It was the company's biggest client. "I heard what happened," the woman on the line said. "One of our consultants recognized you from the planning meetings. She told us whose ideas we actually approved." My heart skipped. "We don't want Daniel leading this project anymore," she continued. "We want the person who actually built it." A week later, I signed a contract with their company as head of innovation. Half of my old team chose to leave and join me. 6 months later, Daniel's company lost 3 more major clients after investors discovered he had taken credit for several employees' work. The day our paths crossed again at a business conference, he quietly nodded and whispered, "I made the biggest mistake of my career." I smiled politely and replied, "No, Daniel, you made the biggest investment in mine."